it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from Temple of Balance, and this is our personal healing event for October 2024. This is for some of my Temple of Balance patrons. I want to send out a big thank you to our patrons for October. Thank you so much for your support. Your support doing my Temple of Balance thing. So your support through Patreon has been and continues to be absolutely essential. So thank you for helping me be able to continue to be here and for helping me be able to support others who are unable to support right now. So I have 6 people on my healing list today. So to be on the healing list is to pledge, they call it pledge, on Patreon at a certain level, and it gives you access to this particular resource and all the resources that I offer that sit under that particular level. So I have 6 people on my list today, and I've got my trusty little frog pot, and I have your 6 names sitting in this frog pot, ready to pluck you out when the time is right for your connection. So, what am I going to be doing? I'm going to be connecting with each person in my pot on my healing list for approximately 10 minutes. It will be a couple of minutes either side, a bit less or a bit more, depending on what I'm doing. So I'll be tuning in to each person, and whatever's loudest in that person's energy will get my attention first, and then I will talk through what I'm picking up, and we'll move some energy and see what needs to be done. So the way that I personally tune in is that I know how it feels to be in my body. I know what my body feels like right now. As I start tuning into people, I start feeling different things happening in my body that I don't usually feel. And so I trust those. I also get visions and flashes in my mind as I'm connecting with people. So I trust those, and I've been doing this publicly through video or internet radio for many, many years. Jeepers. Well, Temple of Balance turns 20 next month, so it's probably 17 or 18 years I've been doing this for now. So I have worked out a way to connect that works for me and how to trust that. And then I trust that it resonates with the person I'm connecting with. I can't really remember having negative feedback, so I'm assuming if someone did that they would tell me. So I can only assume and trust that if I don't get negative feedback, then there must be something that's on point. So if you're not on my list, I trust you've been let here for a reason, and I trust that something shared supports you. Hi, Missy. Hi, Ahmad. And I am, I trust you've been led here for a reason. So I trust that something shared supports you, and it's up to you to be open to receiving what you need from the guidance that comes through and the energy that comes through. So if I were you, or if I was listening in your position, I'd be listening with my ears, I'd be listening with my heart and my body, and seeing what speaks to me personally at this time. So I recommend that you take on board what does feel right, what does fit into your life easily, and let the rest go. And if I'm connecting with you, or when your time comes, if you're on my list today, then I ask you to be open to receiving what you need as well. So thank you very much. So let's do what I'm going to be doing is before and after each connection, I'll be using my healing energy cards. So I've got my 2 decks combined here. We've got the first deck, healing energy cards, deck 1, upgraded, and healing energy cards deck 2, which are my latest deck. So I've got these combined to make 110 cards, and I'll be using this deck to start each connection and finish each connection, and we'll go from there. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. And if this is not something you resonate with, then I trust you'll just turn it off and go and do something that you do enjoy. So thank you very much. Let's see who is first on my list today. The first person is this person, And it is KantiDevi Wedad. Kanti. Welcome, Marianne. Lovely to see you. KantiDevi. Take a nice big breath and let's see which card wants to start you off today. The best card to begin with is this. It's from Healing Energy Cards, Deck 2, and it is Receiving Abundance, card 57. So it's saying that help is here, that you're not waiting for it anymore. It's literally landed and it's arrived. So you've been encouraged to notice the support and the assistance and the help that you've been asking for or that you've been needing. Look for it because it's right around you in arm's reach. So it's here now for you to connect with and enjoy. This is also about giving and receiving. I feel it like in a balanced way. But take a deep breath for me, Kanti, and I'll tune in and we'll see what's loudest in your energy. So the first thing I'm seeing is a bridge that takes you from one place to another. And I feel like you're traveling along this bridge and you probably feel like you're in between things, that you're not quite got your feet on this new land and you've sort of left this old land or this old space as well. So it's like you're making your way to another place. You're making your way to another part of your journey, another part of your existence, another part of your path, if you like. So it can feel a bit sort of it's another way of looking at a transitional energy. So being in transition is usually when you're in between things. So this bridge energy feels like you're in between things. So again, it's another way of looking at this transitional energy. So you're leaving one place to go to another place, a place within you, a space, a place, a way of being, a way of living, a way of working, a way of existing. So, but it feels quite foundational because it feels like we're out in the open air, but it feels like we're on something very solid. So solid land, and then quite a solid bridge that you're walking across. And the bridge feels like it's slightly arced, and it also feels white and light. So it's white and light as you walk across, but it feels solid, and it feels like you've been walking along this bridge for some time, that you've actually left that place that you used to be in. It's like a way of existing, actually, it feels like, and this way of existing you left some time ago, but you still haven't quite arrived at this new place of existing yet. So you're like walking across. It feels like it's been a couple of years that you left that place of existing and how you used to exist. And you left that a couple of years ago and you're still going across the bridge. So it feels like patience is certainly required and perhaps tested too along the way as you figure out what is this new place of existing that you're moving to. And I feel like the bridge is part of that figuring out. It's like every run on the bridge, every stepping stone on the bridge for these last couple of years, and maybe even a couple more years to go, because it feels like you're just over halfway. It feels like every step that you take on this bridge is instrumental in determining, or first of all, unpinning yourself from the way you used to exist before, and then just discovering and establishing what it is that you're moving towards in this new space of existence. When you land, you will know. And it feels like a pivotal date, like either your birthday or some pivotal date for you is when you're going to land, and things, you'll land on both feet on this new ground, and then things will then feel solid again. Like, I don't feel that they've really felt quite stably solid, meaning it feels like the solidness of that journey over the last couple of years has felt, any time that you felt solid or stable has been sort of a bit more fleeting. So once you land on the new ground in this new existing space that you find, it feels like you're going to land in a solid way that's going to stay, so it's going to stick. That's when you'll know you're in that place of where you're going. So at the moment, I feel like you're journeying through, you're undergoing a journey, an adventure of sorts, if you like, and a journey of discovery as you unpin from the existence of your past and you figure out your new existence for your future. So I just want to give a perspective really of that. That's what's coming through for you at the moment. So it almost feels like I've zoomed out on just like a longer sort of time frame and a bigger viewpoint of what I'm currently seeing and what I'm trusting you need to know at this time. So keep going is definitely a message here. You've come a long way. There's still some ways to go. But I feel like the worst, we could say the worst, the most difficult part of it is behind you, because I feel like you've done so much unpinning, and it's like all these cords that kept you attached to your old existence, that you've been unpinning and cutting those in that first kind of quarter walking along the bridge. And that was the hardest. That's the uphill part, isn't it? You're walking uphill on the bridge till you get to the middle. So if you're just over the middle, then you're on the downhill journey now towards that next phase, that solidness of your life that you're moving towards. So things may even move quicker because you're moving downhill, so you can sort of walk faster as you're flowing down. There are things to entice you and pull you and excite you and to be curious about that are also pulling you and tugging you from this new land. So that will also mean that you're moving quicker. It's heavier going up the other way as you're unpinning. So it's heavier, it's slower, you're going uphill, you're cutting things back, you're confronting things. So that most difficult part, I feel, has passed. So for some reason, I feel that this is what you need to know now. So I want to encourage you to keep going, that it's only going to get, let's say, easier or smoother, or perhaps more of a flow from here, because you're going down towards it and you are moving towards solid ground. So you're figuring out what your reality will be moving forward. So that's what I feel for you, Canty. Let's grab a card to add here. And this is a great vision and a great energy to start this connection off, which feels fantastic. Oh, wonderful, Missy. Okay, yes. Let's grab a card here to add for you to finish this off, Canty. And you've got from the first deck, you have Self-Searching, card 6. This is really cool, actually. It says, don't look too far outside of yourself for answers. Look within. Stand in your power, self-belief, trust in your inner guidance, and express your truth. So this shows that you're on a quest. You're on a quest. You're on an adventure. This is all what I've been talking about. This is reminding you to be careful that you're not looking too far outside of yourself for answers, but really stay fully connected with yourself as you step forward and can continue to step through this transitional period, this bridge of your particular journey now. So you're looking for something, you're on a quest for something, but be careful you don't externalize it too much, that you keep it internal, that you keep looking for what you're looking for. It's going to be reflected in the external, but it's not someone that you're looking for. It's not something that you're looking for that's external. It's a space you're looking for that you hold within. So keep your inner searching, your inner dialogue going. And you are looking for something. You're looking for that solid land on the other side and what that will mean for you, which is very exciting, actually. So thanks, Canty. I trust this resonates with you. And namaste. Thanks for your support. Okay, we'll tuck your name over there and see who's next. We've got, oops, someone's jumping out. We'll put you back and we'll go with the one that's in my hand. Who is in my hand now is Nicki Mohler. Nicki, please take a nice big breath. And let's see which card you need to start your connection today. Okay, so before I pull your card, I'm already feeling energy moving down here in your sacral chakra, which is just below your navel. And it feels a bit like it's an area of your body that needs support, that needs comfort, that needs nurturing. And I feel like if my hands weren't full of cards, I'd place my hands down here. So just placing your hands just under your belly to support and nurture you. You might want to do that if you feel the urge, Nicki. Let's grab a card and then we'll continue to see what we need to do. Healing energy cards, deck 1. You've got male support. You have literally got male support. So male support is around you to protect you, to nurture you in a way that the feminine can't. And I'm not necessarily talking about male and female here, as in gender. I'm talking about the feminine and the masculine. The feminine energy nurtures, looks after or protects in more of a nurturing way. It supports in a nurturing way. The masculine energy tends to support in a more protective way. So there's a protective energy and element from the masculine, from the male. It could be males in your life that are coming in and supporting you. And there is a strength in that. So they're strengthening, they're protecting, and they're nurturing and supporting in the way that the masculine does to protect you. So this feels very protective, like there's this energy looking out for you, looking over you, that wants to see you succeed, that wants to see you happy, that wants to keep you safe. And this feels beautiful. And it's like a cloak of protection, a cloak of energy that's coming around over your shoulders and over the back of your body to help keep you protected and safe. So the nurturing energy is coming in, it's coming out of the hands. So if you feel like you want to put your hands down there, if you haven't already, then you might want to. It feels strong. So I'm putting my hands down here, imagining that I'm holding your belly here, Nicki. So this is very feminine energy that's coming to support in a nurturing way, a nurturing and a caring way. So holding you here in support, and this other energy coming in and protecting you in support. So you've got the masculine and the feminine energies coming in to balance you and to protect and support you. So letting yourself receive, which is that energy of the feminine, and letting yourself give, which is the energy of the masculine. So that giving and receiving balance feels like it's important too. So the more you give, the more you need to receive, or allow yourself to receive. And often it's us giving to ourselves. So it's not necessarily other people giving to us. I find that when I give to myself and let myself receive what I'm giving to me, it could be time, could be a little bit of TLC, could be just time to relax or do something. Giving myself time is something I need to allow myself to receive. So there's a balance here, and it's not just about receiving what others give. It can be also, in fact, probably more, letting ourselves receive what we have to give to ourselves. So it could be good thoughts as well, or kind words that we're offering ourselves. It could be time, and time's probably one of the biggest ones that I can think of at present. Giving ourselves the time that we need to heal or to mend or to recover or to reconnect, to find our balance again, that sort of thing. So this energy is coming in as giving and receiving, and you're soaking it up, this beautiful energy that you're receiving, and that's also wanting to come out of you as an energy to give. So let's just look past that because it's sort of staying. So we want that to just continue, but I want to look further into the energy that's taking place here. And I'm going deeper down through your belly and down into your hips. And your hips are about movement forward and the momentum and the energy that's required, the proactivity to take the steps that you need moving forward in your life. Things may be a bit slower than what... Maybe you're slowing things down because things are moving too fast, because I feel like things are moving quite quickly, but there is this sense of maybe you're feeling like you need to slow things down. Maybe things are moving just a bit too fast, but I feel like you're actually putting the brakes on the energy a bit, because the energy wants to actually move faster. So your hips are sort of, it's almost like trying to drive and you've got the handbrake half on. So the vehicle's driving a little bit, but it's not driving to its fullest capacity because the handbrake's partly on. So your handbrake's partly on, and it feels like that's in the hips. Why are you needing to slow things down? Why do you feel things are moving too fast? Why do you feel you can't move with the flow and the speed of life at the moment for you? So there might be some questions for you to consider and maybe ask yourself. And I feel like it doesn't feel right in my assessment of this energy to have like your handbrake half on. So I actually want to release the handbrake here that's kind of holding your hips back, partly holding your hips back, and allowing your hips and your body to move with the speed of the energy that's wanting the speed that it wants to go at. And if it's moving too fast, you can ask it to back off a little bit. You can also step off the speed of the energy from time to time and take a bit of a break, and then get back on the train and keep going. So with the handbrake now down on your hips are now feeling like loose again, like less resistant to the movement. So this will help your body go with the flow of things better. If we don't go with the flow of things, it's going to end up catching up with us, and we might end up missing the train or missing the boat or missing the speed or the flow of things in our life. We might miss that direction because we're holding back, and then we just end up moving too slow for the energy. So I found that if the energy's moving fast, if the momentum's really picking up, then for me, I need to move with that. I need to make the most of that, because it's not always going to be this speedy. It's not always going to be this fast moving. So it just happens like this at times, and then things will slow down and you can integrate and catch up with things. So that's what I'm feeling from your energy at the moment, Nikki. So let's add, we'll leave the nurturing that you're receiving in the belly, and we'll leave that protective sort of male support cloak over you as well to help keep you protected and safe. So just know that you're protected and safe as you move forward with the speed of things, and go from there. So the best card to end this connection today for you, Nikki, is this from the first deck, and we have Mental Emergence, card 10. It says, awareness, be conscious of your thoughts. Sit with your thoughts and allow the supportive ones to come to the forefront. Solution and determination. So again, the support. So I've talked about this a lot. So this is suggesting that picking and choosing the thoughts that you're thinking and kicking the ones out that aren't supportive. So the things where you're probably going in a negative tangent mentally, I'd be putting those things aside, and I'd be showing those literally the door, or cutting those out of my mind, just from if I was you, if I was in your situation that I'm feeling here. And I'd be looking for the supportive and healthy thoughts to come to the forefront. So it's really important to be picking and choosing our thoughts and really staying in control as the master of our thoughts, because the useless, ridiculous thoughts can just come in and take over, and before we know it, they're just leading the way, and then we're off on some negative tangent. So if you've got the negative thoughts coming in, kick those out and allow those supportive, more healthy thoughts to come in to support your moving forward and to support the speed of things at this time. That's what I'm feeling. I trust this resonates. Thanks so much, Nikki. Thanks for your support. Namaste. Okay, thank you. Let's tuck these cards away. How's everyone doing out there in YouTube land? I'm going to take a quick drink and we'll continue. Now, if you would like to be on the healing list for next month, if you would like me to connect with you in a similar way to this, then you can have a look on my Patreon. The link is in the description below, and you can become a patron. This is at the $50 level or higher. Will give you access to this particular resource. So the next person is this person, and it is Carol White. Carol, please take a nice big breath. Let's see which healing energy card we're going to start with today. There's a general sense of tiredness that's coming in, a general sense of exhaustion, and a sense of heaviness that's coming in that I'm feeling at this time. Especially heaviness in the legs and in the head. So it feels like things are getting heavy in the head. And I feel like that's pulling a heaviness down in the body. So there's a general sense of heaviness. We've got healing energy cards number 2, and we've got protected, card 74. So this is stand strong. Your protective force field is activated. So there's a strength, there's a protection again. So we've got this, again, a masculine protective energy that's coming in. So this is, it has arrived. This is, it's activated. Now, when we're in a weakened state, when we're feeling sensitive, weakened, when we're exhausted as well, we can be very depleted of energy. And that is time when the protective energy needs to come in, and often does come in, because it protects us to keep us safe while we heal or recover or mend or recharge or whatever it is that we need to do, catch up on sleep. So sometimes this energy is needed to protect us so that we can recover. So there's that sort of energy here as well, which is not really surprising with what I'm already feeling. It does feel, this exhaustion does feel a little weakened, and it feels like it's a lifelong exhaustion. Like I'm just tired now of doing what I've done for so long, is the feeling here. And it does feel heavy. It does feel like it's weighing down. It does feel there's a tension that's coming in. There's a tension around the head, and then this heaviness that feels like exhaustion or tiredness, like a deep tiredness that feels like it's just pulling the energy down. You know, when we feel tired and all our facial features just kind of droop and drop. There's that feeling. So this drooping, dropping is just kind of dropping down through the body. So it does feel heavy through here. It does feel a bit weakened. So what can we do to strengthen this? I really want to connect with the energy of fire and earth. So I'm feeling earth beneath you. So as you're sinking down, you're actually sinking down as your energy's sort of weakening and exhausting, and it's dropping down. It's dropping down to the earth. It's dropping down to the earth for replenishment is the feeling. So at the moment, the energy to me feels very low. Like I feel like I'm sort of shrinking down, 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 down to the earth as I connect with your energy, Carol. And I feel like we're getting closer to the earth. So the earth, again, is this feminine energy that's offering support and nurturing. And it's stability there that it's also offering. So as you move, your body energy moves down. I feel like the earth kind of opens up and holds you, like holding you. So it's like a basin or a bowl that you're sitting in the earth, and it just holds your body here for healing. Hold your body here to be replenished. And the earth, the color of the earth feels rich, red ochre kind of feeling here, rich soil, rich and fertile ground, and it's holding you here. So you let the earth hold you. And as the earth holds you, I feel this ring of fire igniting around the edge of this bowl, this opening in the earth. And this ring of fire burns through the upper part of your body. So it's sort of like just below your shoulders. So to your heart, actually, is the part that's higher than the earth's level. And this part starts igniting in fire. And what it's doing is it's helping burn away the expired. It's burning away the stresses and the tension. It's burning away all that you are not. So it burns through and it warms you. And I feel like as it warms and burns through, it uplifts you as well, because it leaves in its place the truth, and it leaves in its place who you really truly are. And so this burns through. So you're burning through this top part of your body. Your lower part from the heart down is being held in the fertile ground and the fertile earth. And I feel the earth's energy just sort of moving through and permeating through your body as well. So it feels a bit like a cloud or a puff or a wisps of this red ochre kind of energy that's coming from the earth through the sides and also up around the lower part of this dugout kind of area, this bowl. So letting you receive and really ground. There's a strong sense of grounding and a strong feeling of release. So as it's burning through here, so burning through the heart, the throat, the third eye, the crown, and also burning the illusion away that's mental, that might be pulling you down mentally. So this is burning away, and I feel the fire now burning out, and it leaves a charred energy in this upper part of your body from your heart up. It feels charred. It feels like charcoal. And it feels now, as we sort of start moving here, as your body starts moving and the energy below the heart starts pulling back as well, and we start moving, getting ready to stand up, feels like all the outer charred bits just start crumbling away. So it's black charred charcoal, and it just cracks and chips and breaks away. And underneath it reveals something fresh and youthful and revived. And as you now start to slowly stand up, you stand up tall, much, much taller than before. So something's awakened in you. It feels there's an awakening feeling. And you stand up, and as you stand up, the hole that you were kind of shrunken and buried in a little bit or held in feels like it comes up to your knees. So you step up and out into the sunlight. And as you stand in the sunlight, that fiery energy from the sun, it permeates through the front of your body, sort of up, kind of at an angle, up to the front, so down from the sun down to your body, and it permeates with this beautiful solar light. In fact, it comes straight to your heart, really, but it comes down into your body, especially at your heart, and just helping re-energize you to help you keep going, and strengthening you as well, energizing and strengthening. So let's add a card here and see what needs to be added here at the end for you, Carol. And the best card is this from the first deck. We have Illusion, card 32. So this is what we've been burning away. It says, turn your inner truth detector on. If you're uncertain, seek more information. The unknown can become your new reality. Stay true to your morals. So this is shifting out of illusion and aligning further with the truth of things, the truth of who you are, the truth of life, the truth of the universe, the truth. The truth is enticing you forward, and you feel it. So the truth is there to be discovered and uncovered is the feeling. So that's that. Thanks so much, Carol. Thanks so much for your support, and I do trust this resonates with you. Thank you. Namaste. Okay, let's pop Carol's name over there. Tuck the card back. We've got 3 more people on the list today. So the next person is this person. And it is Jane Corlett. Jane, welcome. Please take a nice big breath. And the best card to start this connection is this. It's from Healing Energy Cards 2. Deck 2. And we have Anticipation Anxiety. So it says nerves, stepping into new territory, starting something new, something that goes against your truth. Change, don't jump ahead, and breathe. So this is suggesting that there's something coming up. So it's something future based that seems unknown. So it's unknown, it's uncertain. It might be something you don't want to do, and that there's an anxiety and a nervousness that's connected with this. Oh my gosh, is this going to be okay? Is this something I should be doing? And there's this kind of feeling of anxiety or nerves that's connected here that's showing up in this card. So, okay, Jane, let's tune in and see what's going on here. So there's energy shifting here in your throat at the front, and also in the base of your skull, which is the back of the third eye chakra. So the third eye chakra goes diagonally down to the base of the skull. That's the back of the third eye. So there's energy moving here. So we've got old trust issues that are stirring here at the base of the skull, and we've got current things that are playing out in regards to communication, to truth, to finding out who you are. But there's probably some communication breakdown or some communication issue that is playing out now that is tied in with old trust issues that feel like they're connected with people. Trust issues with people, but we can really strip back all trust issues that we see externally in regards to other people and take that back to trust issues that we have with ourselves. So issues around trust that we have with us, if we're not really trusting in ourselves or trusting in the decisions that we make or trusting in our ability to make decisions, that kind of thing, then that usually cuts in underneath the issues, the trust issues that come up around other people. So being betrayed or hurt or misunderstood or whatever it might be that's connecting with other people. Underneath that, these other trust issues tend to kind of cover up our own trust issues that we have with ourselves. Trust is quite a complicated thing, but it does tend to come back, I've noticed, to our trust, the lack of trust we have in ourselves. So there are old trust issues that are, I'd say, more than stirring. I'd say these are literally coming up because it feels like the pot's being stirred. It's like a big cauldron, and I want to stir it with my left hand for some reason, but I'm right-handed. But anyway, stirring this cauldron, something's already been stirred up, and the ingredients, the contents of what's in this cauldron are popping up to the surface. The gases and the smells coming off this cauldron are not pleasant. They feel toxic. It's almost like some poison that's brewing, or some poison that's brewing in this cauldron. So something, not something spicy and tasty, something really toxic has been brewing here. And it feels deep because this cauldron actually feels not sort of round, it feels elongated, so it feels deep and long and old. Okay, it feels like it's most likely connected with some suppression of your power, or suppression of who you are, suppression of the truth of who you are. It feels like it's connected here as well. So I feel like energetically I'd like to get rid of this cauldron, because this cauldron feels like it represents the old trust issues that are holding you back at this time, and that are linked in with these communication difficulties at the moment, or challenges. So let's see. So I feel this cauldron, so the top of it sits at the base of your skull. The elongation of it, it actually goes all the way down your back to your middle back, which is the back of your solar plexus chakra. So this is a feeling of suppression, a feeling of powerlessness that's coming in, a feeling of perhaps domination that's also coming in here. So I feel like I want to go stand behind you, put my hands around the top of this cauldron that I can feel here at the base of your skull, and pull it out. So pulling it out, it's quite long. So pulling this out and moving it to the side and sitting it down. Actually, it needs to lay down on the earth because it won't sit on its own. So laying it down and allowing it to soak back into the earth and return back to love. And now there's this big space in your body energetically, from the base of your skull all the way down your spine to your middle back. So it's like a space that was dug out that has held this kind of cauldron and this energy. So what are we going to do here? What I feel like I want to do is I want to pour into the base of your skull. Imagine pouring like a liquid gold. So it's like a molten gold, and pouring this down into this opening that held this cavity that held the cauldron, and pouring this liquid gold in and filling it up and turning this area into gold. So as the gold cools, it solidifies and it becomes like solid gold. And I feel like this is a strength that you're being offered, a strength to replace the weakness that it felt like it was weak before, and I didn't realize this to now. But I feel like this gold coming in is helping strengthen that which has been weakened within you, strengthening your back, strengthening your spine, strengthening your ability to trust in yourself. And this is really important, especially as you build your strength. How can you feel strong and confident about yourself if you're not trusting in yourself? So when you're not trusting in yourself, it automatically brings the strength down. It brings the confidence down. It contributes to us feeling weak within ourselves. So with an increased strength comes an increased sense of trust, and these work together. So this strength and this trust is increasing within your body, especially within your spine, and your base of your skull. And I feel like this is creating a stronger spine, a stronger core of who you are. And what I would be doing, and I think your card actually highlights this too, this anticipation anxiety, Jane, that also shows in some ways a lack or a weakened sense of trust in your future and trust in the steps you're taking to get to wherever it is that you're going. So I feel that this is creating a core strength and trust that's going to ripple out into your life. I can already feel this energy that was shifting here or revealing itself at your throat chakra. I can already feel this has changed. So this feels like it's strengthening too. And in fact, this strengthening that we've just done from in your spine, from your middle back up to the base of your skull, I feel like this is rippling out into all other areas of your body too. So your strength in yourself, I would be working on and looking at your trust issues. I'd be looking at resolving trust issues that you've had with others, but also looking underneath at how much or how little you trust in yourself, and how can you start building that up, because it is something you build up. It's not something that you suddenly get. You don't wake up from not trusting yourself to suddenly trusting yourself. It's something that takes time, and it's something you build up. I see it like bricks that we put on a wall, and we're building up the bricks on our trust wall. The more we trust ourselves, we add another brick, and we trust ourselves again, we add another brick. We don't trust ourselves and we question that, and then we see, oh, actually I should have trusted myself. That's another brick. So we build our trust over time. It takes time. Like I've been working on my trust on myself since the mid to late 90s. And my trust levels are high. Like my sense of trust in myself is pretty high. But I'm still continuing to add bricks to my wall after all of these years. It takes time to build. So I really recommend for you, Jane, is to really look at your trust issues and how you can build a trust in yourself. So I trust that resonates with you. Let's grab a card to add here. And the more you trust in yourself and you build that trust, the less anxious you're going to feel about the future, because you're trusting that you are where you need to be. You're trusting in the conversations that you have in those moments. You're trusting that, okay, I feel this pull, I feel this flow, I'm in this space, and I trust that this is where I need to be. So things happen and things overlap and things occur that I feel are closely connected with trust. Trusting in perfect timing, for example, that can help override our impatience. So it's a powerful thing, this ability to trust in ourselves. If it's not the most, it's one of the most powerful things that I've found. Finding the truth about ourselves is probably maybe tops that, but it's certainly close. This is what we're adding here for you, Jane, from the first deck. It's heart healing. Wrap yourself in love. Heal your heart. Let your walls come down. It is safe for you to open your heart. To know your heart is to know yourself and softness. This is focused all around your heart now, as your heart wants to come out of its hiding place, come out of its feeling insecure. When we feel insecure, we're not trusting in ourselves. So I find like that sense of trust in general tends to be in general the opposite to insecurity. So if I'm feeling insecure, I know that there's something in me that I need to shift so that I can strengthen my trust in myself again. So connecting and reconnecting, getting to know yourself through your heart feels to be the perhaps a key way to access your ability to trust in yourself. So that's for you, Jane. Thank you very, very much. Thanks for your support, and I trust this resonates. Namaste. Okay, it's time for another drink. How are we all doing? Thank you, Missy. We have 2 more people on the list today, and the next person is this person here. It is Susan Sonsteng. Susan, please take a nice big breath. As you can see, as I'm flowing with these connections, I'm trusting in the unfolding of these moments. I'm trusting in the right person will come up at the right time. I'm trusting in my cards to also come up at the right card for the right person at the right time. If I was even slightly hesitant, then there wouldn't be a confidence in the connections that I'm making. So the trusting and the confidence or the strength go hand in hand. And this type of video, the way that I'm sharing in this way, demonstrates perhaps this sense of trust that I have in myself. I don't have anything pre-planned. All I've got are the people's names and my cards. So I trust in the way things unfold, and it doesn't ever lead me astray. I do the same with my art, unless I'm creating something specific. But if I'm doing more of a spiritual or an intuitive drawing, I will not have any idea what I'm doing at the beginning, and I'll just trust in the way it unfolds, just like I'm doing now. So Susan, your best card to start this connection is from the first deck, and we have Spirit Message. So this is about trusting in the signs from Spirit and the synchronicity of things that confirm that you're on the right track, that you're on the right path, that you're going where you need to go. And any sign you get more than 3 times is worthy of your attention. So if you get a sign 6 times and you're still questioning it, then why? So if I get a sign once, then twice backs it up, 3 times, it's definitely no accident. So I definitely follow through once I get that sign 3 times. And I proceed, I take action. Sometimes we don't know why, but we just got to trust, don't we, in the unfolding of things and the way we work with the flow of and the movement of our life. So Susan, pay attention to the signs and the synchronicities and the things that are lining up. The things that are lining up one after the other to take you where you need to be. And I see this as like dominoes, and the dominoes are being set up and they're being stacked up in front of you. And in fact, I felt them being stacked up across, but now I feel that that across is actually in front. So the dominoes feel a bit more like stepping stones, and they flow from one to the other. There is also a feeling of the dominoes that they are laid out in advance. So they're laid out in advance through your intentions and your plans and your ability to flow with the direction that you're going. So they're about, it feels to me like if the dominoes were about 1/3 of the size of your body, it feels like there's about 10 or 12 dominoes laid out in advance in front of you. And these are like stepping stones, but as you get to the domino, it starts falling and then knocks the next one and the next one and the next one like the dominoes do. So there is an on-flowing occurrence or effect that takes place as you take your steps forward. Even if you're stepping forward uncertain of what you're doing or where you're going, it still has an effect, an on-flowing effect, a domino effect that affects things as you're moving forward. Everything, whether we make a decision or whether we don't make a decision and we have indecision, is all still a decision, and we're still taking those steps forward. So everything you're doing now is rippling and affecting what's coming ahead, is the feeling. So I guess the thing that I would ask if I was in this situation is, am I content with, am I okay with the things that are in effect now that I set into motion just prior to being here? So through my intentions and my actions, am I in a not so good space now, and maybe I need to look at refining my intentions and actions based on that ripple effect, based on that synchronicity of things. And what's happening now is an effect from what I thought or my intentions or my plans from earlier. So it could be from days ago, weeks ago, months ago, that are affecting where I am today. So I feel like this is a good time to maybe stop and take stock of the power of this moment and the power of the intentions that are set that ripple forward into our future. And what I'd be doing, Susan, maybe what you would like to do, or maybe if you felt like it, is to assess where you are and assess your intentions and your actions and your behavior, your attitude, your plans for things moving forward. And do you need to stop and reset things if things are rippling and flowing out of control? If things are going in a path in a way that you don't like or that's destructive, then now is the moment to stop and recalibrate and make sure things are on track from the intentions that you set now and the effects of those in the future as you step forward. So taking stock. So it feels now is a moment to stop and pause and assess and reflect and contemplate. And I see you stopping. I see dominoes that have fallen behind you. You stop them going any further. I feel like dominoes that have been set in the future in front of you, and you're not, because you're not stepping right now. We've taken this pause moment. They are not kind of flowing forward. So you've frozen time in some ways to assess. Do you need to change things? Do you need to get some of these dominoes out of the way because they're the momentum that's building from them is destructive and is really not great, and reset some new intentions for yourself moving forward. That's something for you to determine. So in this moment, I feel you stop, you're standing strong. You're like a statue here in contemplation. And I feel as you're in this space, like a statue, it feels like a stone statue, like a carved statue, that you're standing here in this moment, or time is kind of frozen. I feel like this is a time for you to reconnect, to realign with your spine, realign with your body, to get back into center and make sure that you're as balanced as that you can be now. That will then have more of a positive and constructive effect on your forward momentum moving forward. So assess that at this time feels important. Your alignment, your centeredness. I feel like also allowing yourself to stand tall and make sure you're in balance. So make sure once you're in center, once you're in alignment with your spine, and you can maybe imagine that alignment extending down into the earth beneath you and above your head into the spiritual realm above you, and there's this cord of connection. Once you've established that center, then you can re-square up your shoulders. So you might feel as you're in center that, oh, as I tune into my shoulders, they're slightly to the side, which is what I'm feeling. So bringing the right shoulder back, the left shoulder forward, so they're square on with your center. And the same with your hips. Make the adjustments needed across front and back to get your hips into alignment and your shoulders into alignment. This will help you find your balance. And also it feels important in these moments of pause. You won't be able to pause forever, but just these moments, these couple of days or whatever you need to pause, to recenter, to realign, to rebalance yourself. Also feels a great time to just assess the state of your mind. Make sure your mind is clear and that you're not feeling too much tension or pressure or negativity or heaviness or depressive energy here through your mind. So using this time to clear your mind, to bring clarity in, and to open up your mind feels to be important. And also this is also a time of grounding. So I'm feeling really drawn as I draw down your body, down to your feet, and drawing down to your feet. So this will be a great time too to perhaps catch up on rest if you need it, to ground. So maybe spend time in the garden, do some cleaning or clearing, eat some wholesome foods, all the things that help ground and nourish also your physical body. It might be a great time to spring clean, because cleaning is a very grounding activity, and you can use that to really connect in and reconnect with your physical body, but also clear your space of clutter, because when you clear your space of clutter, you clear your inner space of clutter too. So it feels like a great time to do these types of things, and that will help reset you, stop the momentum of something that might be going out of control, and take stock of things. This is a time too where you might have some insight into what you need to do moving forward and what your next intentions can be. So let's see which card wants to be added here for you, Susan. And we'll finish this connection off. We'll go with this card from the second deck, and it's this. Oh, it's offering, card 80. This is a beautiful card. This is about giving and receiving, and it's about giving yourself the time that you need. Love, blessings, relationship, support, gentleness, softening harsh situations, which is very interesting, which is probably part of, if the momentum is going down in a way in your life that feels destructive and harsh and sharp and difficult, then this time of sort of pausing and stopping is a time to soften that energy too, so it doesn't get even further out of control. It says, accept the offering, do the offering, opening, gift, blessing, and beauty. So this is a gift that you're being offered, and it is a gift of beauty, and it's a gift of stillness. And like I say, you may find it lasts a couple of days. See how you go. And I trust this resonates. Thank you so much, Susan. Namaste. Thanks for your support. Okay, that means we've got one last person. Our lucky last person is Jackie. So welcome, Jackie. Let's see where we need to go with your connection today. So nice big breath, and let's see which card you need for now, Jackie. So the best card to start this connection is this. And before I pull this card, I'm starting to feel this strange energy of twisting and turning in the body. So it feels like twists and turns, twists and turns. So that's what I'm feeling. We'll look into that a bit more in a minute, but we'll grab this card first. This is the journey. This is your journey towards the unknown. There's a doorway that's enticing you, and you're making your way to this doorway, making your way to the unknown. This could be the future, definitely, because the future is unknown, definitely, but something new that you may be moving into. You have support as you take your steps along this journey, and you're being encouraged to trust in the steps you take towards the unknown, one step at a time. And the one step at a time will reveal what needs to be done as you get closer to this unknown doorway. Walk your path. Take the action that's required. So there are twists and turns. There are twists and turns in your body that I feel, especially twisting and turning from the waist. So twisting and turning from sort of the middle part of your body approximately, but also twists and turns in your life. It feels like things are twisting and things are turning. Things are twisting one way and then they're turning back. And they might be turning back in a similar way or turning back slightly different, but it sort of feels back and forth energy that feels like a twisting and turning to me. And it feels very unsettling, actually, because just when you think you're going this way, you're going that way. And then when you think you're going that way, this way reveals itself again. And it just feels like to be this back and forward, and it does feel unsettling. Feels unsettling, so really destabilizing. It feels very unstable, this energy, and quite confusing. It could be someone else that you're close to that keeps changing their mind, for example, or maybe you're changing your mind and you're not really sure which way to go or what to do. So there is this sort of back and forth, this toing and froing, this twisting and turning. And it feels unsettling. It's like one step forward, one step back, one step forward, one step back, and it's tiring. So not only is it unsettling, it's tiring. It feels like it destabilizes things and you don't know where you stand. And it feels to me like you're just out in the middle of a desert at the moment and you don't really know where you are. Maybe lost out in the desert, we could say, because there is this sense of not really knowing where you are. I feel like your feet haven't really landed. Your feet haven't really landed. Where haven't your feet landed? I feel like it's something abstract, like they haven't really landed. It doesn't feel like somewhere physical. It feels like in time, or I haven't really landed where you're meant to be, or haven't really landed on solid ground or something like this. It's not a location. It doesn't feel like an address. It's not something physical. It feels like something abstract, like time or thought or something like this, or purpose, something that's a bit more abstract than something physical. So your feet haven't landed yet. It feels like your feet haven't landed on the ground. It feels like you're traveling in space, and your feet want somewhere to go. They want somewhere to call home, perhaps. They want some solid ground to stand on. Your feet feel actually quite ungrounded, and it almost feels like your feet are chopped off at the ankles because the ungroundedness feels quite strong, and it does feel a bit like just expanding off that feeling, sort of like you're out in the desert. It feels like you're actually in a rocket off the ground somewhere. So let's bring your rocket into land. So we bring your rocket into land. It's silver, so it's very silvery, very lunar, very feminine. This particular rocket is how it's feeling, and it comes down to land, and it's not landing from the front, it's landing from the bottom. So it's landing from its feet, and it's very fiery. It's got 4 fiery engines or something, whatever you call them, and it's just coming down to land, and it's coming down to land in the middle of the desert, of course. So it's coming down to land here, and just nice and slowly and steadily it's coming to land. And even just that feeling of being landed, and not being twisting and turning and toing and froing, and this constant sort of change that's been occurring, just even just having the rocket just feel like it's on ground feels extremely comforting. That in itself is very grounding too. So you unbuckle yourself in this rocket. It's like a one-man rocket, and you step out onto the ground. Now the ground does feel like the desert, so it does feel quite sandy and quite dry. So it shows that there's a strong mental energy that's connected here. So your state of mind, your attitude towards something, your beliefs about something may be part of this too, but it's very mentally based, is the feeling. So you step out, you're on solid ground, you have these big sort of moon boots kind of on, it feels, and they sort of magnetize down to the ground. And as your feet magnetize to the ground, your feet begin to, let's say, reform. If it felt like they were chopped at the ankles before, and you begin to ground yourself. So you're thirsty for grounding. So this grounding energy is just soaking up into your legs, but especially from your ankles down. So as your feet reform and they fill out these big moon boots, which felt like they were empty moon boots before. So you're regrounding yourself at this time. And again, a little similar to Susan's before, it feels like we're now just staying put on the ground. So feels like a sense of regrounding, of recentering, of realigning yourself with yourself, slowing down the pendulum swinging. So the twisting and churning, the toing and froing, that kind of unstable energy is very much like a pendulum swinging. So getting down on the ground is helping bring the pendulum to a stop, or bringing it to center. So letting this energy sort of solidify in some ways, and settle and stabilize itself. So your feet have reformed energetically, and you're grounding back down into the earth. This energy is pulling down at your heart and pulling down at the torso part of your body. So I feel like this groundedness just coming through. This calmness, it's like a calmness, like a reassurance. Everything's going to be okay. And just letting things calm down, letting things settle within you. That will help things settle within your life, is the feeling. So settling within you, the rocket is not here any longer, and you're just standing here in the desert. Now around you starts forming, it's like water starts coming in, or life starts coming in, because around you, almost in a perfect circle, seeds start to sprout and plants start to grow, and they grow very quickly here. So life is starting to grow around you. Water is coming in. Now water, of course, is life, but water is also your emotions. So instead of being cold emotionally, there's this feeling of, okay, feeling again is the feeling here. Feeling again, and being okay to feel. Because we've calmed down that pendulum swinging, you can let your emotions stabilize too, and then that feeling brings life to where you are. So life starts building and growing around you. And this feels nourishing. It feels like it's feeling more like home. There's a lot of greenery for growth and healing and change. So let's grab a card, see what this wants to add here for you. I'm going to keep you in this space too, and you can do what you need to do from here, Jackie. It just feels like a place of sort of soaking up this groundedness, soaking up the life that's flowing through you and creating this life around you. It's just stabilize and calm yourself down. So the card that we want to add here to finish off this connection, which will finish off this whole connection. This is the last card I'm pulling from the first deck, and we've got creation. So this is the blank canvas in front of you. This is creating the world around you that you want to create, creating the life around you that you want to create. So be careful that things haven't become out of control and that balance has just become so off. So bring yourself back into that calm place as best as you can. Create something. Practice. Increase your confidence and make something. These are leaves. When I was painting these very loosely, I was inspired by leaves. And there are a lot of leaves around at this time, just in this energetic space of what I'm feeling. So this is life. This is creation. This is creativity that's stirring and sparking within you. So thanks, Jackie. I trust this resonates. Thank you so much for your support. And thank you everybody for connecting today. I trust this has been helpful, and thank you so much to my patrons. I look forward to connecting with you again. I'll be back in 2 days for our healing list event for some other of our patrons, and I'll be back for this type of connection at the end of November. So take care of yourself, and thanks for connecting today. Bye for now.